Good afternoon, everybody, and happy Valentine, even if it's not the exact date. You know, February, it's the whole month, 28 days of love. Love of what? Love of sewing also, and embroidery. This is what we're going to talk about today, okay? So my name is Celine Ross. I'm a Janome educator for Janome Canada. I'm an educator for Janome Canada, not Janome too many times, but okay. So today we will work with the wing needle. Wing needle is a different needle, but it adds a little something to it's more a romantic and vintage look. It gives a vintage look to a garment. Interesting point of view of or a stitch or an embroidery design. So I'll turn the camera and you'll see one of the samples. So to do embroidery with a wing needle, you need an embroidery design that it has been digitized for the twin needle. You cannot choose any kind of design and use the twin needle. You really have to, not twin needle, sorry, wing needle. Okay, wing needle is a needle, not exactly the same, of course, not exactly. So you see, I'm giving you my heart. Mon cœur in French means my heart. And this is done by hand, you know. I'll show you free motion. I'll talk to you about it later on. So this is a blue tip needle, a regular needle from Janome. This is the wing needle, and the wing needle has wings on both sides. So this will allow the fabric, the needle will allow the fabric to open the weaving. It won't break the thread of the fabric. It will just open the weaving to leave a hole. What will hold the hole is because the needle comes back a few times with the thread. So the thread is the holder, keeps the hole open. Okay? Doesn't break. Don't worry, it doesn't break the fabric. It just opens the weaving. Okay? So this is a wing needle. There's two different sizes, only one kind, but two different sizes. Okay? There's many, there's a few different company here. I have Schmetz. So you can have size 16 or 100. And if you have a thicker fabric, size 19 and 120. So what I put on my machine is size 16, and what I just showed you is a size 19. Okay? Thinner fabric, lower number of the needle. Thicker fabric, a stronger needle. Okay? So what do you need? So we use it to do embroidery or decorative stitches. But like I said, you cannot use any design and use the wing needle. Maybe you don't see well now, but I'll show you something else also. But each corner has a hole. In here also the hole. Even if I show you close, yeah, maybe you see the holes, but I'll show you something cute right after. See the holes at the end of each stitch. Okay, so if I want to first of all, you can buy an already digitized design for wing needle, number one. Number two, if you have a software, you can digitize or choose your decorative stitch and apply a wing needle. And you see, I prefer this one to this one. No, I prefer this one to that one. You decide, but you have to do your test. So these are only straight lines of decorative stitches that is built in the Janome software. So, okay, decorative line, straight line, but what do you see with the straight line? So here it's the same thing, but in a square. You know, you see better. You see, oh, here I don't have a line. I have more than a line. So you want to see a big surface. So you try them. You see, oh, I prefer this one. Oh, no, I prefer this one. So according to the design, you see here, there's two different. One is different than the other one. Just to show you, okay? Of course, with a satin stitch, you cannot use the wing needle. Satin stitch, you cannot use the wing needle. Wing needle is specific to a stitch that comes back many times at the same place, okay? And you see the flower here. So in the flower, you have the wing needle design, and at the end of each little stitch here, you'll see better after, because I'll show you. I have something else to show. I have a lot to show you as usual, okay? So this is my test. You always have to test first. After you test, then you go and make a project. Okay, here's a project, a cushion. And what I did, I did in the front embroidery, and at the back decorative stitches, you know, to close it, for the closing. So these are built-in decorative stitches, and this one also, I did two different on each side. I did my buttonhole, I sewed my button with the sewing machine, and the front is designs, embroidery design. So, oops, sorry, I need 4 hands. So you see, here it's embroidery, here it's sewing. So again, decorative stitches with wing needle. I hope you see the holes. Okay, while inside again, but here you see it's just a straight line. Regular stitch, regular needle, huh? Regular zigzag, regular zigzag, regular zigzag, regular stitches here, but inside with the wing needle, with the use of the wing needle. And here, don't think I made a mistake. I use a variegated thread, so this is why it's pale, darker, pale. You see, variegated thread. It's time to test everything you can. I could do this the same color, but just to show you that this is different than this is different than this. So the 3 different color, to see 4 different color, to show you that you can use the color shows you that I use different motif from the software. But if you don't have a software on your with your embroidery machine, well, no problem. You know, you can go online and buy design digitized for wing needle, but you cannot just take any design like this and do the embroidery with the wing needle. So before I show you something else, let me show you how we're gonna work this. Whoops. Okay, so of course I have to remove my regular needle and insert a wing needle, like I told you, size 16, size 19. Either one is okay with me, you know, because the fabric I have now is not that heavy, that thick, I should say, that thick. And it doesn't mean it does bigger hole. It won't do a bigger hole. It will be stronger to open the weaving. Okay, so what you have to prepare, first of all, you cannot use the needle threader for a wing needle. It's like a twin needle. You cannot use the needle threader. It's a real special one, and if you see, you know, that the eye is not exactly at the same place as the regular needle and doesn't have the same opening, so you have to use the old way, you know, thread your machine by the way we used to do it in the old age, okay? In the old days, I should say. Never forget to use the thread holder. Now, you understand that my instruction book is in French, but I want to prove you something. So I have the 15,000. No matter what I say, it works for any Janome machine, any model. So this is your instruction book, okay? And the instruction book tells you so what is this? Bobbin winder, what is this? Thread cutter, okay? It's in French, but I'll translate. So it tells me everything on my machine. Then here you see on the side of my machine, 14. What is 14? There's one option / second option. Thread cutter, thread holder. See, you have a French class here. Thread cutter, thread holder. For sure you're going to look at your instruction book right away and say, is she right? I'm not sure, I never see this. But it is in your instruction book. Okay? So when I finish to thread my needle, I'm coming on the side, thread holder, to have a nice tension of my upper thread. Not for the other one. The lower thread goes inside the needle plate, so there's no need. Okay? So I just want to point this out because I'm very surprised all the comment I can read all over the social media. People just discovered this. Hey, this exists since, for sure, 81. I start with Janome in 81, memory 7. So for sure it was there. That I know because I learned that there. So for sure it is not new. But Janome should put more emphasis on this. It's such a great feature. Okay, this is not the point today, but it's good to know. Then you have to do some samples. Okay? You have to change the needle. Always attach it with a screwdriver because our hands are not strong enough, or our finger, I should say. And the machine is vibrate when the machine is sewing. If I just use my fingers, I can loose that screw here and the needle can fall inside. Well, maybe you'll cry. Okay, it's not a Valentine gift if this happened to you. Okay, so which foot should I use? It is a decorative stitch. F1 or F2, the open toe, either one is okay. Today I'm going to use F2 because I want you to see what's going to happen here. Another preparation is you have to starch your fabric. So I have two different ways of stabilize my fabric. Here I use Heirloom Magic. If one spray is not enough, 2, 3, in between, let it dry and iron it. Okay, so you see the way it's holding good. Or you use tearaway, stabilizer tearaway. Stabilizer goes on under fabric for decorative stitches and embroidery. When we're talking about garment, it's not stabilizer. It is, now I want to tell you, it is, oh la la, not stabilizer, it's entoilage in French, interfacing. So embroidery and decorative stitches, it's not interfacing. And did I say right? Yeah. So decorative stitches and embroidery is stabilizer. Okay, I'm okay. And I'm going to do the same stitch in both, and you'll see either one is good. What I like here, I prefer this because when you wash it, everything goes away. Here you have to remove everything, and I have no patience for that. Okay, so but this is me, you know, I'm not perfect, huh? I try to be, but I'm not. Okay, and then which stitch you need? You have to choose. I'm using the 15,000. And like I say, even if I use this machine, look at your machine. Every model has some romantic, you in English it says heirloom. And this is in the section. And you choose some stitch that are darker. You see, this one is dark in the center, but light on the side. This one is all dark, so you'll see the difference between the two of them. And then you try your sample. You just don't go like this on any fabric. You try it out. Huh? So you see, I did some sample different stitches. I tried them out. Some are nice, some are terrible, some don't even think about it. Okay, so I'll choose the two that looks like each other, but you'll see the difference. And I don't go that fast. Okay, let's go. So the machine is, oh no, I won't go slower. So you see where the stitch comes back a few times, it's always in the center. 3 times in the center. On the side, just 1 time. So you see, you won't have a hole on the side. You'll have the hole only in the center, because the thread holds the hole, keeps the hole open. Okay, let's say I'm stopping there. And I'll do the second one besides it. Okay. I just want to show you first. See, it's coming back 3 times on the sides. So you'll have hole in the center and on both sides. I can go a little bit faster, but not too fast. Why? When the machine sews, the machine heats. The needle is hot. Okay, you can burn your finger. Of course, it's gonna burn your thread. Your thread burn, it's gonna shred. It's gonna cut by itself if you go too fast on delicate type of a stitching. So, you see? So, well, it's not bad, but when you'll wash it or iron it, this will disappear and the center will stay. Here, everything will stay. Hey, look, the big opening. Look at the center. It's very good. I'll do the same thing, the same stitches in the fabric that it's just stabilized with the Ethereal Magic. Okay, let's go. I don't have to adjust anything, just change the needle, because the needle, and you know, you can use a regular needle, no problem, and you can use a wing needle, no problem, for that stitch, but not for every stitch. Okay, now I'm doing the other one to prove you. You know, when we make our sample, we have to try a few things, and on top of that, it's nice to try different thread. Okay. I want to show you something that is no good. Let's say that stitch. Whoops. That stitch. Very pale, so it's just a stitch. you'll have no hole. Just to prove you, I just want you to understand very well. So see, it's just stitching. Nothing comes back in the hole. Of course you'll see a hole right now, but go on the ironing board, it's finished, no more hole. The steam will close the fiber, huh? This is a plain stitch. If I wash my garment or if I iron my garment, no more holes. They'll go away because the fiber will go back to its place. What hold the hole? Okay, many hole, huh? It's because the needle come back a few times in the same hole, so the thread hold the opening open. I hope you understand my Franglish. It keeps it open. The thread keeps it open, keeps the hole open. Okay. Now you see this, you say, oh Celine, I don't see well. I'd like to see what you did. You know, people are not so trusty sometimes. Oh, are you sure it's open? Are you sure this is good? Are you sure? Oh, I am sure, but now I'll prove it to you. Janome sells different product. I'll show you this after. Okay? So, I said it's the month of love. What do I love here? Can you see that I love sewing? Okay, needle, scissors, buttons, needle, scissors, button, and swirl. And I sewed buttons. I'll talk to you after about this. Oh, what's underneath? A daylight, lamp, daylight table. Light table. Okay. Oh, okay. So what I will do to prove you, I'll remove my samples from my presenter, and then you'll see. Oh yeah, you were right, Celine. Whoops. The lamp has a few intensity. Can you see the holes? Hey, now you see. Oh yes, Celine, you were right. You didn't lie. So you see all the holes? Now you see them well. Now you see them well. Look at this here. So then I have to make my samples. When I make them, then I choose. This is just a stitching line. Just to see how it works, okay? How it works. But when I do an embroidery design, this is digitized. Huh? When I do an embroidery design, I don't need a line. I need more than a line to see well. Okay, so this is what I tried here. Squares. And then you say, oh, I prefer this one for what I'm going to do. Oh, no, this one is okay. Oh, you know what? Hey, we have the choice. And then, you see the holes here? The white little dot? It's perfect. So, I don't remember which one I choose, but one of them. But you have to test. Here it is embroidery. But embroidery and sewing, you treat the stitch the same way. So you see, look at my little flowers at the end. You see the hole. Even if you iron it and you steam it, it'll stay there. So light table from Janome. You can ask your dealer. So what we just did now, look what we did. So you see the stitch came back a few times in the center, just one time on the side. No good. Well, not no good. The stitch in the center here will stay open. As soon as you iron this, the weaving will come back the same place. And here it's one stitch after one stitch. This is not wing needle at all. Look what we just did. Also, we tried this. So you see here, look at the center, how big it is compared to the side. the stitch on the side, the opening on the side. So this one is with tearaway underneath, while, oh no, I just showed you, this one was just with Terriel Magic. And I did some test. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. Okay, so I did some test before I choose. So see, you need just a little leftover of fabric, and from the leftovers, yes, I prefer this. Oh no, for what I'm gonna do, this looks good on the screen of the sewing machine, but the wing needle has nothing to do here. There's no hole, there's no nothing. This is good, good, very good, not bad, very good. This one here, very good, not too great. And this is a pure garbage with the wing needle, pure. It's not, there's no hole here. Okay, so don't lose time, but you have to do your sample first. So you see my light table, close it. Okay, so this is my sample, and what the pink thing here, it's you know, to decorate a table. So in the four corners I have the same, I made the same embroidery design with a twisted thread. So it's one dark pink and one light pink together, and each design has 12 buttons. And what do you think? 12 times 4, 48. Do you think I'm going to sew this by hand while I pay the machine a few $1,000 with the, and the machine has the function of sewing buttons? No, I'm gonna press start, trust me. So sometimes you go to the store and you see those decorative little buttons. It's perfect. This is exactly what I add here. Everywhere they're all different, all sewn with the sewing machine. How a sewing machine sews a button, you know, if you look back some previous demonstration I made that Janome keeps in the Facebook, in the Janome Facebook, well, you'll see how we sew buttons, okay? But 48 by hand, no. And you know, these things are not expensive, but it's so cute. It's related to sewing. You see the scissors, sewing the button. So 48 buttons. I'm happy I did it with the sewing machine. Okay. So this is something else. Do you know? I know you speak English mostly from or Janome America or any country, because when I read and answer your comments, I see some from Australia, New Zealand, Scotland, name it, it's from all over the earth. So last year, we have a girl at Janome Canada, her name is Tania. And I don't pronounce her last name because my pronunciation, I may destroy her name. So we did this free motion, and Janome Canada saved those Instagram live on Instagram, but also on Janome HQ. And we did this just by free motion. Oh, so cute. So of course I wrote into French, huh? So je t'aime means I love you. Well, that I guess it's English and French, and this is a kisses and hugs, and Cupidon is a Cupid, you know that. This means I have a little crush on you. So romance is romance. My heart, you see. And it's time to try different thread. This is cotton, variegated, rayon, variegated. It's just for fun, okay? You know, we really like to sew, we like to do different things. Well, the web is full of ideas, Okay, the Janome web, don't look at other company. And here it's made with only with a regular needle and a software with different filling inside, just different filling. Okay, no wing needle here, and on the other side also, using some software technique. You see the four, the way they are, you see the way they're placed, one up, one down, one up, one down, while here is on the same side. Just, you know, just playing with the software. It's I'm teaching how to use this, but I'm teaching how to insert design inside, how to change it, how to lay out. It's just variation. It's just learning. It's a learning curve. Okay. I talked to you about the cushion I made, and of course I used Ethereal Magic, and I took this box out with the Janome thread from Iris, and you see a heart, of sewing heart, with the sewing tools, and again our Janome tools, our Janome pins, pin cushion or magnet I should say. Now you say, oh Celine, it's nice, it's a little sample. Oh really? So I'll show you something better. Look at my blouse. What did I do? Let me pull it. It's the fitting on the mannequin is not great because it's a mannequin to present not garment, you know, it's a foam. It's just to present a purse or bag, or but anyway I use it because it's light. So you see, wing needle all on my seam in between my buttonholes. Okay, on the seam, you know the seam allowance, shoulder, around the armhole, at the back. I iron only the front. This is not nice, Celine, huh? And I'll back up a bit. Look at this. You see? So it's flowers. The inside is with wing needle. Trevor Concogood is the one who digitized this here. So this is regular sewing, even over a dart. They're all different. French knot, variegated thread, just to be different. You know, nobody else will have a blouse like this one, huh? You see? So Trevor, it's one of his class from Embroidery Spectacular. He sells the CD of different classes, and I took and I made this blouse, and this is what I took to make I took one piece with the software to make this designs. Okay, this design, yeah, I'm right. Okay, so with all this, I hope this gives you an idea. I'll switch the camera. Attends un peu là, ça c'est 1. Okay, so I'm back in front of you. So I hope you had many ideas about the wing needle. So you see there's two sides, doesn't make the hole bigger. It's just stronger to penetrate inside the thickness of the fabric. Okay, and start your fabric, and do not use your needle threader, and choose the right stitch for sewing stitch or embroidery stitches. When if you do your own embroidery design, and if you buy them on the web, make sure you buy wing needle embroidery designs. There's a lot to sell on the web, okay, if you don't have a software. So celebrate the rest of the week, huh? We have 28 days this month, so keep celebrating, and I wish you a good week. I'll see you next Tuesday. Whoops, no, I don't have the right one. Whoops, sorry, I didn't touch the right number. So thank you everybody, and you have a good week. Bye bye.